Just when you thought the conversation about Jasmine, Kirk, and Rasheeda was over, it ain't. The situation with them has stirred quite a bit of conversation in those comments last week and in those blogs. But to my disbelief, there's a large portion of women saying that what man doesn't cheat? That's her husband. She take her vows seriously. They have business together. She'll be a fool to leave Kirk. Really? Now, I'm not telling her to leave or stay. She do as she pleases. Okay, but I really want us to normalize healthy relationships that don't involve cheating, that involves mutual respect, and both husband and wife take their vows seriously, not just the wife. And like I said before, all that cheating that man been doing on her, that is abuse and mental anguish. The lady says she cried herself to sleep at night. Now, is money and businesses really worth sacrificing her self-respect and dignity? I think not. No amount of money can compensate for the embarrassment and pain this man had caused her. Now, I'm sure Rasheeda's financial worth would be much more higher outside of Kirk than it is inside of Kirk. Now, yes, could we please set better examples for our babies and showing them that they deserve a relationship built on trust? Because anything other than that is unacceptable. Okay, now that I got that off my chest, it's no secret that I'm not very fond of Jasmine, but I don't think I've been as biased when it comes to her and Rasheeda. You know what? Actually, I don't think I've been biased at all. But in this episode, Jasmine was making a lot of sense. And for once, I'm in total agreement with her. I'm not on her side, okay? But I am in total agreement with her in what she was trying to explain. If Rasheeda feels that Jasmine contact with Kirk or vice versa is inappropriate, as Jasmine suggested, why wouldn't Rasheeda act as the liaison, in my Kendra Robinson voice, between Kirk and Jasmine? I thought that was a good idea, but of course, Rasheeda's hatred for Jasmine overshadowed that. But anyway, but at the same time, whether or not Kirk has direct contact with Jasmine, if he wants to cheat, he'll find a way. Okay. So Rasheeda, acting as an open line of communication with Jasmine won't necessarily stop Kirk from creeping. Because when a man wants something, nothing will stop him. So Yandy is minding everybody's business except what Mandy sees. So she's questioning Jasmine's motives. She's wondering if Jasmine really trying to expose Kirk or if she's simply trying to hurt Rasheeda. And you know what? I promise you, Kirk has done more damage than Jasmine ever could. Okay, he left his wife broken. Okay, he broke her down to the point where she doesn't feel like she deserves anything better. Rasheeda says she cried so much that she couldn't even open her eyes the next day. And then she also explained, why she didn't want to read those text messages. She said it's because if Jasmine was woman enough to talk about it, she should be woman enough to bring it to her directly. Now, let's say Jasmine did go to Rasheeda directly. What was she going to do? The same thing she'd been doing, not a damn thing. That night when Jasmine showed up, to Kirk's party, Rasheeda said she put her foot down and told him to go sleep somewhere else. I thought she said she put the man out. No, she told him to go sleep somewhere else. More than likely that was the couch. Because if she didn't do anything when Kirk had that child on her, I doubt if she would do much with just some damn text messages. And Rasheeda said, people keep calling her stupid for taking Kirk back. And she wants the people to understand that, Kirk is her husband, not some damn boyfriend. Shit, you could have fooled me. He act like a boyfriend. He has the label as a husband, but he moved like a fuck boy. And I get it, she take her vows seriously and she feels obligated to uphold them. But Kirk doesn't. When is he going to fulfill his vows? Rasheeda is in a one-sided marriage and it's sad that she don't see it. And she takes pride in standing by her man. So Yandy said that it breaks her heart that Rasheeda is going through it with Kirk. Meanwhile, she going through the same damn thing, whether she knows it or not. So Rashida is telling Yandy how pissed she was when Jasmine showed up at her husband's car party. Now, if I was Rashida, and my husband mistress showed up to his car party, I don't give a damn who invited her. She would get kicked out along with the person who invited her. But Rashida, has all that mouth acting like she was upset. But why didn't you put that heifer out on sight? The moment you saw her walk into the gate, she should have been turned around. And you know what? I'm going to even take it a step further and tell Kirk, he should have put her ass out. So Rashida is telling Yandy that her and Kirk need to talk to Jasmine once again. For what? Girl, why? And you know what? They better not spend this entire season meeting up with Jasmine. It's pointless. So then there's a scene with Rashida and Kirk, and she pretends to be upset. And, Kirk is acting completely nonchalant, like he just don't give a damn. And he claims that he deletes text threads when someone argues with him. He says delete and block, but I call BS. Kirk, people usually delete messages when there's something to hide. Okay? And clearly you hiding something. You deleted the messages, but Jasmine didn't. So it's obvious that Kirk is trying to be strategic and throw Rashida off by involving Mendices. So he says, Jasmine told him to get a handle on his boy Mendices because he always showing up at her club. So Kirk is trying to convince Rashida that Jasmine is just playing games, not only with him, but now with Mendices too. And speaking of Mendices and Kirk, do y'all remember that scene that Mendices and Kirk had with Scrappy? I think they were in a barbershop? They were somewhere. And Scrappy just finalized his divorce. And he was saying, how he was living it up, enjoying his life being single. And from that moment on, Kirk and Mendices were making little comments about, yeah, you living it up, giving him props as if they wish they were single as well. So I honestly think Mendices and Kirk want out of their marriages, because at one point you'll see Scrappy spending vacations, a night out of town with Erica. Several weeks later, he'll go do the same thing with Bambi, and then repeat the process over and over and over, rotating them. And I believe that is something Mendices and Kirk want, to juggle different women without a nagging wife in their ear, which is something, Scrappy said about Bambi. So I seen a post on Facebook. It cracked me up. It says Kirk wants to leave Rashida, but she keeps forgiving him. I almost died, because it sounds like that can be the truth. That is just so embarrassing for Rashida. Girl, you like it, I love it. But one of the comments said this: in season 2, Kirk was contemplating leaving Rashida. He told her he doesn't even enjoy coming home and asked for a break. However, Rashida refused, stating that's not what married people do. He also mentioned she purposely stopped taking her birth control when she informed Kirk she was pregnant. Kirk stated he was looking forward to their oldest child turning 18 so that he could leave and go out of town without having to rush home. Reading between the lines, he was counting down the time left in his marriage. Child 18 equals no child support. Then Rashida hit the reset button when she got pregnant. Now, I don't remember that. I do remember he gave her divorce papers because he was trying to protect her assets pending the paternity of Cannon. But I don't remember him actually wanting to leave. I got to go back and look at those episodes. So then she goes on to say that Kirk knew it was cheaper to keep her at this point. He swabbed that baby in hopes it would be his easy way to exit. Damn. Kirk should have just left instead of dragging out this marriage, but most men do not leave. Most relationship books point this out. And Rashida refuses to leave. Rashida ain't going nowhere. Kirk is all she knows, and she has a trauma bond with him. They both are responsible for this mess they call a marriage, but we all know she isn't leaving over some funky text messages, especially if she hasn't left him over telling her to have an abortion. What? Oh, I remember that. Wait a minute. Swabbing the baby, cheating with multiple women, and having a baby outside the marriage. If the next season storyline isn't a divorce, please take them off the show so that that man can cheat in peace. I think it's a mockery of a marriage. Like, there's no amount of money in the world would have me play with my marriage like this. That's dumb. Anyway, getting back to the episode, Rashida tells Kirk to take control of the situation with Jasmin, meaning, okay, in other words, he should get a hold of his side chick, tell her to chill out, set her ass down, stay discreet. She shouldn't be seen or heard. Okay, because back then, side chicks wasn't seen or heard. The side chick didn't know the wife, and the wife didn't know the side chick. Not that I'm endorsing cheating. I'm just saying, this was the reality back then. So Rashida wants Kirk to make it clear to Jasmin that she needs to stay in her place. So Rashida and Kirk, they plan to meet up with Jasmin again. And in her confessional, Rashida said that if Jasmin has something to say to her, she should say it to her face. Well, you're not going to listen. So why should she? You are not going to listen to her. So Jasmin questions why Rashida wants to meet up with her, pointing out that Rashida won't leave Kirk no matter what. Jasmin says that Kirk could have another woman right in front of Rashida. She said Kirk can be having an orgy in front of Rashida, and she still won't leave him. So as they sit down to chat with Jasmin, at one point, Kirk had this flirtatious smirk on his face talking to Jasmin. I'm like, couldn't you be more obvious? So then Jasmin shows proof that Kirk is trying to smash and sent the message soliciting intercourse in exchange for some coin. So he said if she gives him the puss, he'll give her more money. And I think at one point in the text messages, he threatened to take Jasmin back to court if she didn't comply. Now, Rashida tries to act as mad as she could, okay, talking about this is beneath me. No, Jasmin is beneath Kirk, whether you want to believe it or not. I mean, the proof is right there. She showed you the text messages. Kirk deleted the whole damn thread. So, like I mentioned earlier, Jasmin suggested an open line of communication with Rashida so she won't have to deal with Kirk at all. But Rashida was triggered, honey. She got up and she storms off and she gets in her car. And Kirk follows behind her, trying to open the car door. Rashida says she's out. She says she is out. It's unclear if she meant she's done with the marriage or if she's just leaving the situation where they're at now. So y'all, we'll see what happened next week. And if you made it this far, and I hope you did, please give the video a thumbs up. It is free. And I would like to know what you guys think about this situation with Kirk and Rashida. Please leave your thoughts down in those comments. And as always, thank you guys for watching. And I will talk to you guys next time. Bye.